Hello everyone, welcome back to Auto Trend TV. I am your Viprajesh again from Annamalai's Renault Coimbatore today. I have promised you a test drive of the RXZ AMT variant of the new Renault Triber, and today I am going to do that exactly. So let's go in for a detailed test drive. Yes folks, right now I'm inside the new Renault Triber RXZ AMT and I'm going to start the drive. First of all, let me just show you the NVH and how does the car feel when the engine starts. So let's go in for that. I'm just pushing this button. So that is how the engine feels once you start the car. Of course, this here is the very same 1 liter 3-cylinder non-turbocharged petrol engine which produces around 72 PS of maximum power on this Renault Triber. Now this car has got a 5-speed AMT transmission and the gear lever is exactly similar to that seen on the Renault Duster. So now I'm in neutral and let me just slot it into drive. That's all. You get a D on the MID, so the car is ready to go. I have just lowered the handbrake and here we go. Apparently this car has got a good amount of creep function which really is handy in city conditions. It will really help you if you are going in a neck-to-neck traffic condition in the city. It is seamless, it is nice. First impression is that it is very nice to move, it is light, it is easy to drive. The steering is very impressive, it's impressively light. It's kind of hot today, so let me just turn on the aircon. Apparently it seems that this transmission upshifts gears only when the engine reaches 3000 RPM. I mean, that is the state of tune for the AMT for such a car which has just a 1 liter engine with just 72 PS of power. But it's still good. It does not feel underpowered in any way. But the only thing is that it could feel a little bit more relaxed, as I will just demonstrate. Right now I'm driving the Renault Triber AMT in a relaxed manner itself, but still the engine reaches 3000 RPM before upshifting. I mean, this is the way it has been tuned. However, what I really like about the Renault Triber is the suspension and the handling. The steering is really good. It's very light. Even for such a large-ish MPV, it is still under 4 meters. It's not very large, but I'm really impressed with the steering wheel. The throttle response is decent, just like on the manual version. The braking is also pretty much decent. It is not too aggressive, not too soft, but it's good. It's in the good area of the braking part. And this here is the speed bump. So apparently the suspension is amazing. It does not let in any sort of roughness or any sort of harsh edge. It is very smooth. It is just like any other Renault, just like the Renault Duster. So let me just try taking it to an incline on a flyover and let's see how this car handles with the AMT transmission. So right now I'm going to climb this flyover, of course in Gandhipuram, Coimbatore, and let's see how this car handles. You can clearly see the RPM, the tachometer going up to 3000 RPM before upshifting. And if I press a little bit more aggressively the throttle, and it responds totally differently. It immediately downshifts. You just can notice the tachometer reaching up to 5000 RPM easily. There is response. This is much better than the Renault Kwid AMT and even the Duster AMT in certain aspects. It is far better than those. And of course, as you can see, it is relaxed. But there is just that engine noise which is always present. As you can see, the tachometer is now at 2500 RPM and I'm doing 54 km per hour in the 4th gear apparently. I'm not sure in which gear I am, but still I assume that it's in 4th gear. Even on such a steep flyover, it reacts pretty good. The throttle response is good. The engine pulls decently well. However, what remains to be seen is that how this car inclines such steep slopes with a full load of 7 passengers. For now it's decent. I'm impressed. It is definitely not bad at all. And we are going downhill again. This is good enough. This is good enough for most purposes in city traffic. This is the best solution for convenience. It is very, very good. I am impressed. For a car of this size with just a 1-liter engine and 72 PS of maximum power, with this AMT transmission, it responds decently well. However, there is that bit of lag when the car upshifts, and there is a bit of strain you can notice if you are reaching certain higher speeds. But if you are driving this car in a relaxed pace, this is good enough for most purposes. So as you can see, I'm just easy driving over here. Let me just get to the speed bump where I get to brake. And let's see how this car handles acceleration after braking. So as you can see, this here is the intersection. Now I am depressing the accelerator a bit more aggressively, and you can see the response. It takes its own time to get to speeds, but it's decent enough. You can feel that this engine is not underpowered in any way. It is really very nice. This is nice tuning by Renault. However, the engine could have been a little bit more refined, and the car itself could have been better insulated from the outside world. So right now, as you can see, I'm getting down the flyover again, and I'm shifting the car into manual mode. So as you can see, the dial shows you 4M. That means the car is in 4th gear and I'm in manual mode. Just a tip for AMT vehicles: while going downhill, you can downshift the gear. Apparently in this car you have to upshift in order to downshift. Now it's in 3rd gear, and this helps in engine braking of the car. And the engine braking is pretty good in this car. Let me just try driving in manual mode for some time. I am in 3rd gear in manual mode, so I am apparently going to take a left to get back to the showroom, of course. For that, downshift happens automatically. Now it's in 2nd. I am doing nothing with the gear lever. So let me just see how this car upshifts in manual mode. Now this is a fairly free stretch, and I have to push the gear lever down in order to upshift. Now it's in 3rd gear. There is a bit of lag even in manual mode, but still it's much better than the AMT mode. But if people who enjoy driving this car can enjoy a bit of shifting gears by themselves using this manual mode. Of course, as you can see, this is a bit of rough road, and this car handles these rough stuff very easily. Of course, being a Renault, that's a big plus point. The engine response is also pretty decent. If you want the gear to upshift early, you can also do that. However, this car will let you upshift only if the car crosses 2000 RPM, the engine crosses 2000 RPM. That is a thing you need to keep in mind while driving this car in manual mode. So that's all about the AMT transmission's manual mode. Let's just get to the showroom and conclude this review.
Before we conclude this review, I would like to show you the interiors once again. Of course, you can see that this here is the top spec RXZ variant, so you get all the top spec features you get on the manual variant, including an 8-inch touchscreen system, push button start, central AC vents, 4 airbags with ABS EBD, a digital instrument cluster with power windows and electrically adjustable ORVMs. You also get a lot of storage options, including a cooled glove box located in the center console. Opening the rear doors, you get to see the very same flexible rear seats, which are decently spacious, very comfy and very flexible. All the variants of the Renault Triber receive the Easy Fix third row seats, which can be easily removed for 625 liters of boot space. And from the RXL variant onwards, you also get central AC vents, which can be individually controlled. Apart from all this, being a top spec variant, you also get reverse parking camera with rear wash and wipe function, while reverse parking sensors and projector headlamps are standard across all the variants. So that was a brief test drive review of the new Renault Triber AMT RXZ variant. While the Renault Triber may not be the most powerful or aspirational car in its segment, it is extremely flexible, very unique, and is probably the only car in its size and price category to genuinely seat 7 people. This new AMT transmission adds to the convenience factor of this car, which may definitely satisfy the average urban user. Yes, the Renault Triber AMT may not be the smoothest car in its category, but with this added convenience, this car is probably the best mix of value for money and practicality, which is easily more than good enough for the average Indian family car buyer. The pricing for the AMT range of the Renault Triber is up on the screen for you. Do let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this new Renault Triber AMT. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.